Hello and welcome. You're watching Business Today Television. I'm Sakshi Batra and this is your favorite show, Daily Calls, a show that answers all your stock-related queries. On the show, we'll be joined by top market experts who can guide you through all your stock-related questions. So in case you're watching this show for the first time, this is where the WhatsApp number is flashing. Send us all your questions here along with your name, your location and your contact details. Alternatively, you can also log on to YouTube on Business Today channel, watch this show live, and along with this on the comment section you can send us your questions and we'll be happy to address them for you with our top market experts joining in on the program with us. Let's first quickly look at how the markets are taking shape at this point in time before we go ahead and look at welcoming our guest on board. Remember, the markets are flat with a positive bias. 24,344 can be seen on the markets today. After yesterday's extreme volatile and range bound trade, again there is some choppiness today. Remember, we are headed into a truncated holiday and today there are back-to-back meetings that are happening with Prime Minister Modi speaking to the cabinet and various cabinets on securities. From yesterday, the meetings have further taken pace to decide as to what should be the appropriate action after the Pahalgam attack, and therefore things are on the edge as we speak. In fact, let's also welcome on board our guest on the show, Jatin Geria, technical research analyst. Mirae Asset Share Khan is now joining in. Hi Jatin, good to have you with us. Tell us, how are you looking at the markets right now?
Good afternoon, everyone. So, as far as the Nifty is concerned, we believe that 24,500 still remains a crucial resistance on the upside, while on the downside, 24,200 is a very crucial support where the hourly moving averages are placed. So, we believe that this is a narrow range. Today, we have the Nifty weekly expiry as well on account of the truncated week. So overall, we believe that there could be a range-bound price action. However, what we observe is that there could be a sectoral rotation. Initially, Bank Nifty started this rally. Then post that, we had the banking sector pull off. The IT took lead, and thereafter today we are witnessing the realty sector coming into action. So there has been a lot of sectoral rotation, which is keeping the Nifty at elevated levels. However, what we believe is that once this consolidation phase is complete, we are expecting the Nifty to rise towards 24 500 and thereafter 24,870 on the upside. So our view remains positive on the Nifty. What are the crucial support levels that we will be holding onto is 24,100 on the downside. So until 24,100 is held, we are expecting a move towards 24,500, 24,870.
Okay, got that. That's the view that's coming in on the markets then. We have a lot of our viewers who are joining in with their questions. So let's welcome our viewers on board. On YouTube, we have Ankur Modi, Satya joining in on the program with us with their questions. We also have Mita from Kolkata joining in with her question. Warm welcome to all of you. And thanks a lot for joining in early on the program and starting to send all your questions. So we'll not waste any time. Straight away dive into some of the questions. From Ankur, we have this question on two of the stocks. One is CG Consumer and the other one is Voltas. Now, what Ankur wants to know is that are the current levels good enough to add both these stocks into the portfolios at the current levels? Although for the long term is what his view is. CG Consumer and Voltas, what would you say?
See, in the case of Voltas, what we are expecting is that the downtrend to continue. I think there was a brief pullback towards the 20 day average. However, that has been broken on the downside, and we are expecting 1200 in the case of Voltas. So, if someone is holding, then I think he should exit from Voltas as the trend is negative. For in the case of Crompton,
Voltas and CG Consumer. Yeah.
yeah, so in the case of Crompton, we believe that the stock is currently trading in a range and we are expecting 355 on the upside, while the support remains at 330. So a range bound price action for Crompton between 355 and 330. If someone wants to enter fresh, then I think he should wait for a breakout above 355 in the case of Crompton.
Okay, got that. Hopefully, Ankur, this has answered your question. Please to follow the guidelines that are shared with you by Jatin today. Moving on to the next question. This one is from Satya CK. Hi, good afternoon to you, Satya. Hope you're doing well. He wants to invest either in Nalco, he says, by switching from Exide batteries. He wants to exit from Exide batteries and invest in Nalco. That's his question. Or he wants to know, should he continue with Exide? Where exactly do you find better risk?
Structurally, technically, what I believe is that Exide Industries has found a short-term bottom and is now in the process of recovery, while National Aluminium is still trending downwards. So I believe that Exide Industries is something he should hold on. We are expecting levels of 410 to 415 in the case of Exide Industries. It is on the verge of a breakout from a long-term falling channel. So there is a scope for Exide Industries to outperform going ahead. So I think he should continue to hold on Exide, and National Aluminium is still in a downtrend. So I believe that he should avoid switching over to National Aluminium at this point in time.
Okay, got that. Let's look at some of the other questions that are coming in. We have this question from Momita from Kolkata. She says, hi Sakshi. Hi Momita, hope you're doing well. She says, I have Bajaj Finance in my portfolio at the rate of 6,712, and she now wants to know from the last 2 days that the decline that has been coming in, what should her strategy be? Should she hold on or should she exit her position? And she wants to know whether the 9,000 kind of levels can come back on the stock as well. What would your view be? Remember this dip that we are seeing on the stock today, and since yesterday was on the back of there was an anticipated announcement of the bonus and split that has been already announced. 4:1 kind of a bonus announcement has been done by the company, which means that Bajaj Finance shareholders will get 4 free shares in lieu of 1 share held for Bajaj Finance. Of course, a stock split has also been announced as well, a 1:1 stock split on that front too. And post that, the company has actually, however, given slightly weaker guidance when it comes to the earnings outlook for FY26. So all of this combined has led to some kind of a dip. Jatin, how would you look at Bajaj Finance at 8,600 for somebody who's been holding since 6,700? What's the view?
See, I think there is a scope for Bajaj Finance to correct towards 8,200. The price action today has been definitely on the weaker side. It has slipped below its short-term supports. So we believe that 8,200 on the downside is the next crucial support level for Bajaj Finance. That is the 20-week average. So if someone is holding, then for the long term, I don't see the trend changing drastically. Yes, it has seen a very sharp run up since 6,400 to almost 9,600. So some amount of profit booking is definitely kicking in. However, the long term uptrend still remains intact. Over the period of next couple of weeks, we can see a dip towards 8,200, and thereafter the recovery can kick in. So I think he should hold on from a long term perspective. If the outlook is for a short term, then he should book out the profits even at current levels.
Okay, got that. So that's the view on Bajaj Finance. Hope, Momita, this has answered your question well. Let's move on. Now we have this question coming in from Samvit Nageshwar. Hi Samvit, how are you? He wants to know about 2 stocks which are from the same group. One is Devyani International and the other one is Vun Beverages. Remember, both these companies belong to the same parent firm, and in fact these companies are based on the management's names. So Devyani and Varun, both are the children of the management, and therefore on the back of it there are 2 different companies that they have set up. Devyani International is a large franchise operator of KFC, Pizza Hut, and now they are looking at biryani, something that we shared with all of you in separate of our videos as well, where they are buying out biryani by kilo, and 3 other brands from Sky Hospitality, and of course Varun Beverages is the top bottler of PepsiCo, and both these companies, if you see, they have been in focus. Varun Beverages especially because of the kind of rally we've seen in the previous run up in the markets. Now the question from some Samvit is that he wants to make a fresh entry in both these stocks for about 3 years time frame. At the current levels, what do you foresee on the stocks?
See, in the case of Devyani, I think if the time horizon of 3 years, then he should wait for a dip towards 150, 160 on the downside. So there is a multiple support, or what we can observe since 2022, this level of 150 has held on pretty well. So whenever the market dips towards the support zone of 160, 150, then from a long-term perspective, I think he should consider buying at those levels. If he is currently entering, then he should have enough funds to buy out again or average out around that level of 150. So the decision is purely his. I think the crucial levels that are coming on the charts are 140 to 150. On the upside, the immediate target or the immediate resistance that I can see is at 225, which is the all-time high for Devyani. Buy around 150, 160 zone to have a good risk reward. On the upside, the immediate target is 225. In the case of Varun Beverages, Varun Beverages has entered a correction phase. We believe that the level of 560, 570 on the upside is a very crucial resistance. The pullback that we have seen since last 3 to 4 weeks has been unable to surpass that. So 20-week average is acting as a resistance. So I think if someone wants to enter, then Devyani is a better bet as compared to VBL. VBL has entered into a correction phase. So avoid VBL, consider Devyani.
Okay, got that. I hope Samvit, this has answered your question well. Manoj Pai Kapadia is our next viewer who has asked a question on defense stocks. Mazagon Dock Shipyard is his question. Now he holds a position in Mazagon Dock Jatin. His level of purchase was 2700 और ये पूछना चाह रहे हैं आपसे कि 2700 के भाव से तो लिया हुआ है, अब क्या करना चाहिए? लगातार 2 से 3 दिनों से लगातार मोमेंटम हमें डिफेंस स्टॉक्स में देखने को मिल रहा है, एक तेजी जरूर आई है, अब क्या करना चाहिए? क्योंकि बहुत सारे लोग डिफेंस स्टॉक्स में पिछली रैली में एंटर करे, उसके बाद कंसोलिडेशन में पूरा उन्होंने पेशेंस दिखाया, अब जो दोबारा रैली आ रही है तो सवाल वापस से वैलिड हो जाते हैं। जिन्होंने एग्जिस्टिंग पोजीशंस ली हुई है मैज़ेगॉन डॉक पे 2700 के भाव से, अब क्या करें?
देखिए, हमें लगता है कि तकरीबन 7 से 8% का अपमूव देखने को मिल चुका है। हमें लगता है कि करंट स्तरों पे अच्छा लेवल है जहाँ पे प्रॉफिट बुकिंग की जा सकती है। हमें लगता है कि अपसाइड होगी तो भी, लेकिन लिमिटेड अपसाइड है करंट स्तरों से। हमें लगता है कि करंट लेवल्स पे प्रॉफिट बुकिंग करने की सलाह रहेगी। अगर जो एक वापस से सपोर्ट लेवल पे आता है अराउंड 2850 के आसपास आता है, तो हमें फिर से एक री एंट्री का मौका मिलेगा। लेकिन करंट स्तरों से रिस्क रिवॉर्ड और फ्रेश एंट्री की तो बिल्कुल सलाह नहीं रहेगी, प्रॉफिट बुकिंग की ही सलाह रहेगी।
ओके, गॉट दैट। चलिए, यहाँ पर भी आपको राय मिल चुकी है। नेक्स्ट हम लेते हैं सवाल, हमारे पास ये आया है प्रांशु का सवाल और ये उदयपुर से हैं। हाय प्रांशु, गुड आफ्टरनून। बहुत ही बढ़िया जगह से आपने हमें मैसेज किया है और ज़रूर किसी दिन कॉल करके भी आप हमें ज़रूर दिखाएं उदयपुर के नज़ारे भी। और यहाँ पर 150 शेयर्स हैं इनके पास विशाल मेगा मार्ट के, और ये आईपीओ के तरफ से यहाँ पर इन्होंने निवेश किया हुआ है। अब ये जानना चाहते हैं शॉर्ट टर्म टारगेट या फिर आउटलुक क्या हो सकता है विशाल मेगा मार्ट का। एक बारी शेयर को भी देख लेते हैं किस लेवल पर अभी ये चल रहा है। आज 9-9.5% तक का अपमूव है, इसके पीछे का एक रीज़न है और जो कि है कंपनी के नतीजे। और ज़बरदस्त हमने रैली देखी है क्योंकि Q4 प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी में काफ़ी बढ़िया जंप हमें देखने को मिला। 88% तक का सालाना जंप विशाल मेगा मार्ट ने अपने प्रॉफिटेबिलिटी फिगर में नोट किया है और 115 करोड़ का प्रॉफिट अब कंपनी ने बुक किया है, जिसके बाद आपको आज यहाँ 9 से 9.5% तक की तेज़ी देखने को मिल रही है। रेवेन्यू में भी 23% तक का इजाफा देखने को मिला है। ऑपरेशनल प्रॉफिट्स जो है, EBITDA जो है वो 42% तक बढ़ता हुआ नजर आया है और तकरीबन 350 और 360 करोड़ के आसपास आ चुका है EBITDA भी। मार्जिन्स भी कंपनी के एक्सपैंड हुई है, तो हर पैरामीटर पे अगर आप देखेंगे तो बढ़िया नतीजे कंपनी ने पोस्ट किए हैं, जिसके बाद एक इम्प्रूवमेंट है। अब जिन लोगों ने यहाँ पर खरीदा हुआ था आईपीओ के समय से, वो काफ़ी लंबे समय से रुके हुए हैं। 150 शेयर्स हैं यहाँ पर प्रांशु के पास भी। अब क्या करना चाहिए विशाल मेगा मार्ट पे?
देखिए, जो प्राइस एक्शन है तो बुलिश है। हमें लगता है कि शॉर्ट टर्म में 126 के लेवल ये स्टॉक छूने का पूरा दमखम रखता है। हमें लगता है कि आने वाले 1 से 2 ट्रेडिंग सेशन में भी और ज़्यादा अप्रूव हो सकती है। वॉल्यूम के साथ आज ब्रेकआउट आया है, तो हमें लगता है कि कोई नया ट्रेडर्स, एक ग्रुप के ट्रेडर्स है जो इसमें अभी ये स्टॉक में इंटरेस्टेड रहेंगे। जो वॉल्यूम में हमें दिख रहा है कि अच्छा खासा वॉल्यूम हुआ है ये स्टॉक में। तो आई थिंक दे शुड कंटिन्यू टू होल्ड। 112 रुपए का एक स्टॉप लॉस लगाने की सलाह दूंगा। तो 112 रुपए के स्टॉप लॉस से होल्ड करिए। ऊपर में 126 के इमीडिएट टारगेट्स हमें नजर आ रहे हैं।
ठीक है, उम्मीद करते हैं यहाँ पर भी आपको राय मिल गई है। नेक्स्ट हम लेते हैं मिस्टर दशरथी का सवाल। ये लिखते हैं इन्होंने जो स्टॉक लिखा है हमारे लिए, एक तो विशाल मेगा मार्ट ही है जिसके ऊपर हमने ऑलरेडी डिस्कस कर लिया है। तो मिस्टर दशरथी, होपफुली आपको यहाँ पर पूरी तरीके से संतुष्टि मिल गई होगी, क्योंकि दूसरे सवाल भी इसी स्टॉक के ऊपर था और पूरा यहाँ पर आपको राय मिल भी चुकी है। नेक्स्ट हमारे पास जो इनका स्टॉक आया है शरत इंडस्ट्रीज का है, जो कि 81 रुपीज़ 65 पैसे पर है ये स्टॉक। और इन्होंने खरीदा हुआ है ये स्टॉक 69 के लेवल्स पर, तो प्रॉफिट में है। अब ये जानना चाहते हैं कि प्रॉफिट बुक करके निकल जाएं शरत इंडस्ट्रीज से या फिर बने रहें। केवल देखा जाए तो 300 करोड़ के मार्केट कैप है, बहुत ही छोटी कंपनी है, लिक्विडिटी भी बहुत ज़्यादा नहीं है इसमें, लेकिन पिछले एक महीने में 14% तक के आसपास का मूव और 6 महीने में 64% ये बढ़ा भी है। तो जब से इन्होंने खरीदा था, मान के चले अगर इन्होंने खरीदा होगा समवेयर अराउंड दिसंबर, तब से लेकर अब तक इनको बढ़िया प्रॉफिट भी देखने को मिले हैं। कुछ 50-60% के प्रॉफिट्स में ये बने हुए हैं। अब क्या करें?
डेफिनेटली बुकआउट करना चाहिए, क्योंकि जो चार्ट्स पे हमें लिमिटेड थोड़ा जो भी हमें देखने को मिल रहा है, हमें लगता है कि बुकआउट करना चाहिए। अगर जो होल्ड करना चाहते हैं तो मैं एक लेवल दूंगा 76 रुपीज का एक स्टॉप लॉस लगा के आप होल्ड जरूर कर सकते हैं। लेकिन जो स्ट्रक्चर बन रहा है वो एक हेड एंड शोल्डर्स पैटर्न का बन रहा है डेली चार्ट्स के ऊपर, जो एक बेरिश स्ट्रक्चर है। तो हमें लगता है कि कहीं ना कहीं थोड़ा इसमें करेक्शन आ सकता है। तो कोई भी प्रॉफिट्स है तो अभी बांधने की सलाह रहेगी, या तो फिर अगर जो उनको होल्ड करना है तो 76 रुपीज के स्टॉप लॉस से होल्ड कर सकते हैं।
ओके, गॉट दैट। चलिए, यहाँ पर भी आपको राय मिल चुकी है कि कैसे आपको बढ़ना है। और इसके अलावा भी हम नेक्स्ट सवाल ले लेते हैं। ये हमारे पास सवाल आया है मिस्टर सुब्रमण्यन का। गुड आफ्टरनून सुब्रमण्यम जी, कैसे हैं आप? हिज क्वेश्चन इज, आई हैव बॉट आरबीएल बैंक। नाउ ही होल्ड्स about 1500 shares of RBL Bank at 226. Now he wants to know, should he book his losses and exit at this point, or should he continue to hold on, because he wants to know whether the worst is over for the bank. What would you guide? Currently the stock is at 200 levels. It has slipped from his purchase levels of 226, and if we look at the share price RBL Bank in the last 1 month, there has been a recovery of 13% odd. In the last 6 months also, gradually the stock has been improving and now stands at near 6 months high. Year to date also the stock has moved up 27% odd or so. So all the way from January of 159 odd levels, the stock is now at a year high, this year high so far. What exactly would you foresee for RBL Bank, Jatin?
Oh, see, RBL Bank has witnessed a trend reversal. It has formed a base around 150, 160 zone and broken out on the upside. So I believe that the medium-term trend has reversed. Yes, the trader or investor has bought it at higher levels. So I think whenever the level of 190, 180 comes, then you should consider some averaging. I don't see further deterioration in RBL Bank. In fact, I am expecting the stock to slowly and steadily move towards 260, 270 from a medium term perspective. So, whenever the dip comes, then you should consider adding more of RBL Bank rather than exiting at a loss. So, there is a trend reversal at a higher time frame. So, the outlook from a medium term perspective is positive. So, hold on and average around 180 odd levels.
Okay, fair point. Well, we will thank you then, Jatin, for being with us on our show today and helping all our viewers out with their queries. Thank you so much. Appreciate your time with us on the program. And now, viewers, we are going to be getting into the second segment, and we will now invite another guest joining in. Mr. G. Chokalingam, the founder and MD of Economics Research, is now joining in on the program with us. Mr. Chokalingam, good to have you with us. Thank you so much for taking the time out. Well, a lot of things happening on the markets front. We will come to that, but let's actually get into the answering of the questions first, and then I will come to you for the markets overview as well. We have a lot of questions coming in because let's take the first one for you, sir. Vinita Gupta has written in. She says, good afternoon, Sakshi, and good afternoon, sir. Please suggest a strategy for DCX systems. I already have a position on DCX systems at an average level of 407. What would you say on this one? Should I continue my position here?
Sorry, this stock I have not studied in the recent
Okay.
time.
Okay. And what about Adani Power? That's the other one she's asking. What would your view be on Adani Power, sir?
Yeah, definitely Adani Power valuation is stretched, no doubt about it. But I firmly believe that two large industrial houses, Reliance and Adani, would ultimately dominate the new energy business and including the traditional power business. It's going to be very difficult for small and mid-sized companies to compete with them. So therefore, I would give a long-term hold for Adani Power.
Okay, got that. Next, we have Sachdev writing in from Noida. Hi, Sachdev. He wants to enter into one or two stocks that he has planned for himself, but he wants your suggestion whether he's thinking on the right lines. One is CG Power. He wants to invest here for a long term. And the other one is Tube Investments. Now, out of these two, which one should he really select for the long term? He wants to know, and what should be the rationale why he should be looking at one of those stocks, sir?
Yeah, Tube Investment CG Power is part of a great reputed Murugappa group. The only issue is that Tube Investment had already played out enormously. Though the stock has come down a lot, still, in my view, the Tube Investment valuation is stretched. Whereas CG Power, I would give hold, and even any further decline, I would give buy because they are getting into semiconductor and they have got a very good amount of subsidy for all these new businesses. I believe Murugappa Group, having known their track record of getting into new business and building a scale, here also they will build it. So therefore, I would give a hold. Even there is a small decline, I would give buy call on CG.
Okay, let's look at some other questions that are coming in also, sir. This one is from Momita Sarkar, and she says, okay, we've answered her question on Mazagon Dog. Let's take the other question. This one is from, we have this question from Satya. He says, could you please ask Mr. Chokalingam his view on BBTC? As per his advice from 1250 levels, could you please let me know what exactly should my strategy be? So somebody who's been following your suggestions, Satya, and he wants to know what is the outlook.
Yeah, right from 2010, I have been recommending it. Just I want to give a disclosure that me, my family, economics invested in BBTC. We have a buy recommendation. I strongly believe that the worst is over for BBTC. The holding discount right now is 80% to value of investments in Britannia. I have a strong conviction, the way I had in many multi-baggers which I brought to the public through the channel like this, that this would also become a multi-bagger. Considerably, I have given a target of 3,300, but it can even go beyond 4,000. The conviction is coming from the fact that the Britannia is doing well. Britannia, that is an investing company of BBDC, and Britannia, will benefit from fall in the wheat prices. And BBDC should improve the holding discount because they have cleaned the balance sheet post bankruptcy of Goya. And not only that, first time perhaps in more than 50 to 100 years, BBDC has given two interim dividend in the last 2 months. That shows the management decision to reward the investors instead of keeping money in the step-down subsidiary and invest them in any bad business like the airline business. So therefore, I believe that the discount will come down. I believe, I may be absolutely wrong, investors should take their own view because I hold it. I believe that this is one of the most high conviction stocks in our research coverage.
Okay, got that. I hope this has answered your question. Next, we have this question from Govind Bhatia. He says that he's based in Dubai and he watches the show from there. Thank you, Govind, for writing in. His question is on Adani Ports. He says that I have been holding this stock since at 1298 odd levels and I can hold it for long term. Can I continue my position? 1298 is his purchase level on Adani Ports, sir.
Yeah, certainly. Adani Port is the best stock from Adani Group because what happens, even if export of goods are not growing, India having 140 crore population, the import of goods will continue to grow. You can't stop it. It's still growing in double digit, and port businesses would benefit not only from exports, even from imports. So I believe it has got a great long-term story, and it's a hold for long term, or even buy
Okay.
if there is any small decline.
Okay. Satya has also complimented you, sir. He says that Mr. Chokalingam's picks are really great for the long-term investors, and I have personally experienced that. Thanks, Satya, and congratulations to you, sir, for sharing your advice for him. Next, we have this question from one of our viewers on WhatsApp. Amit from Haryana writes in, I have 500 shares of Suslon at the rate of 53. I want to know what should I do? Should I continue to hold on to this one in this fresh move that we are seeing? Okay, so he's bought it at 53. Currently, it's at 56, 57 odd levels. We've seen the stock go up to even 80 odd levels. It came down in the recent consolidation. And again, you're seeing some move. Is it safe to hold this one from 53 odd levels for the new rally that's unfolding?
I would give sell call. I mean, it has come out of the very good results, no doubt. But even after that, the valuation is stretched. It's going to be difficult in the theme like wind energy because so many new players have entered. They are going to definitely reduce the margin, bring a lot of pressure. So it's a sell recommendation.
Okay. Next, we have Somalia Biswas from Kolkata writing in. He wants to know about Reddington. He has 100 shares of Reddington at 210 rupees. He wants to know a long-term target for this stock, sir. What would you advise, or even a stop loss that you could suggest?
No, I would give sell if there is a further rise. It's a low margin trading company, and I believe that it is most unlikely to post a steady growth in the short to medium term. So I would give sell call on any further rise.
Okay. Next, we have on our YouTube Ashwini D. Rao writing in. Hi, Ashwini. He says, could I please know the future of Lemon Tree Hotels versus ITC Hotels? Which of the two is a better pick to choose from the hospitality space at the current levels is his question. We have seen in the previous run-up in the hospitality space how Lemon Tree has performed. ITC is the latest one from the demerged entity that has come onto the street, but it comes from a really big brand of companies as well. How would you really advise choosing between Lemon Tree Hotels and ITC Hotels? Let's show ITC Hotels and not ITC here.
Yeah. So ITC Hotel is definitely costlier than Lemon Tree Hotel, no doubt. But still, I would go with ITC Hotel because a lot of expansions are in place, and so therefore, the next 2 3 years, ITC Hotel should be able to grow the business steadily. And also considering the little nervousness in the market because of the border situation, I would have a little bias towards large mid cap or large cap. So from that perspective, also I would prefer ITC Hotel to Lemon Tree.
Okay, ITC Hotels to Lemon Tree is what you would prefer. Fine. Next, we have this question coming in from Vivek Sharma. Hi, Vivek. He wants to know on Zomato, sir, that's now renamed as Eternal. He already has a position. About 2,000 shares he holds at the rate of 213. Now, he wants to know for the short to medium term, what is your outlook on this? We did see Zomato shares really rally sharply in 300 odd levels was something that we were celebrating. The stock went down to almost 202. It's kind of finding its feet and now is climbing again. But what is the sense now? 228 is the current level. Vivek has got this at 213. What should be the strategy here?
Fundamental perspective, short to medium term, it is a sell because even for next 12 to 18 months, if the valuation is going to remain stretched, but only if somebody is willing to hold for 3 4 years, then it's a hold.
Okay, let's take another question. This one is from one of our viewers on our YouTube platforms then. Namita Arora writes in, says, hi Sakshi, how are you doing? I'm very well, Namita. Hope you're doing the same. She wants to know on Indieg Limited, Currently, the stock is at 563, but she says that she's sitting on losses on this one. What would your view be here?
I'm extremely sorry, I have not studied this company in the recent time.
Okay. The other one she has a question on is Medi Assist. Have you tracked this one, sir, at all? Medi Assist currently,
Yeah.
if we
So,
look at, is 448. Here also she's sitting on 20% losses, sir.
yeah, it's a great company. It is, supports, provides infrastructure facility for marketing insurance products. But slightly valuation is stretched, but then definitely, considering the fact that it has fallen a lot and also the business model, there is a scope for making money in the medium to long term. So I would give a whole recommendation for Medi Assist.
Okay, let's take the next question. This one is from Subramanyam P. Subramanyam asks you, sir, on Jammu and Kashmir Bank, he bought 1500 shares of this stock at 107, but off late, because of the geopolitical tensions, when there was this Pahalgam attack, J&K Bank really reacted sharply in a knee-jerk reaction. What he wants to know is that I want to know whether this bank is only dependent on tourism in Jammu and Kashmir. Will this be affected because of the ongoing geopolitical tensions, and what should his strategy be? 107 was his purchase level, sir.
Yeah. So, as a research analyst, I don't have an answer on the political issue. And why I'm saying is that
Yeah.
becomes critical for giving view on Jammu Kashmir Bank. Per se, fundamentals are very robust. Even this morning, if you see the media reports, the corporate presence in Jammu Kashmir tripled. So, a lot of good things are happening, but unfortunately, this has happened. So, it's a more on call on the international border situation than on the stock, because fundamentals are great, amazing, but for continue to show the growth, it needs a lot of peace in the state and a lot of attraction of the tourists and a continued inflow of businesses. So therefore, I am not sure what is going to happen in the short to medium term on political front, but fundamental per se, it's a great stock to hold.
Okay, got that. I hope this has answered your question, Mr. Subramaniam. Next, we have Satyan writing in from Trichur, and he says that I have to ask a view on JSW Energy. I do have a few hundreds of shares at 520 levels, but I want to add more positions here on JSW Energy. What would your viewpoint be? Today the stock is up by 4.3% odd, 484 is the current level. His purchase level is slightly higher at 520. So can he add at the current levels is what his question is. JSW Energy, sir.
It's a part of great management and track record has been phenomenal. No doubt. Stock also corrected, 35 to 40%. So even after that, the valuation is a little stretched. And but considering all other factors which I mentioned, one can hold it, possibly anywhere around 525, 540 would be the ideal price to exit the stock.
Okay. Next, let's take a question from Shreya. She's from Meerut, and Shreya wants to know on Imagica. Her question is, she bought the stock 2000 shares at 68 levels. What should one do on Imagica right now? Currently, the stock is at 64. Her purchase is at 68, and she wants a long-term outlook. She's okay to hold for the long term, sir.
I would sell if there is any further recovery, because ever since it debuted in this business, entertainment business, it has been struggling a lot.
Yeah.
So I would give a sell call even if 5-10% recovery is there. It's a good sell.
It's a good sell if you actually get a little surge, then probably sell it and look at elsewhere. Could you also give, Mr. Chokalingam, any key stock ideas where one can really look for alternatives at this point in time? In the ongoing recovery in the markets, where are you increasingly getting bullish on, sir?
Yeah, so one should have a time like this, at least 30-40% or not 50% in the large cap. So in the large cap, I would strongly recommend HDFC Bank, SBI, M&M, and also Coal India. These are the four stocks. Because I feel this is the time one should not put 100% in the small and mid cap. Minimum 30-40% should be in the large cap. Now coming to small and mid cap, I am extremely bullish, continue to remain bullish on Bank of Maharashtra. And today the LG Balakrishna brother result is coming. So post result one can consider that it's a phenomenal stock. It caters to two-wheeler industry, and that is the only segment within automobile sector which is doing very well. And third stock, CDSL. Despite the market volatility and fall, every week 5 to 6 lakh new investors are still coming. Even last week, more than 6 lakh new investors are coming. So I would recommend strongly CDSL. Fourth stock, small cap, D-Link. It's a Taiwanese MNC company. It has fallen nearly 35-40% from the peak, and it has recently tied up with Geo also for internet linking hardware products. Uh, Ever since they got into contract manufacturing in India, the margins are improving for D-Link. I believe it's a very good small MNC stock, which is also a solid growth stock. So these are some of the stocks, and I do not hold personally, directly or indirectly, any of the stock which I mentioned now.
Okay, got that. I hope viewers, you have actually taken down all of those stock ideas that Mr. Choklingham has shared with you with a long-term view there. We have one more question coming in from Satya Narayan Rao Kulkarni now. Says, good afternoon to you, Mr. Rao Kulkarni. His question is on Jubilant Foodworks. At the current levels, he wants to make a fresh purchase for the next 3 to 6 months odd, or any other stock from this QSR space that you could suggest, sir, where you believe prospects are better. First is Jubilant Food and an outlook on the overall sector.
Unfortunately, I have not studied this sector as a whole,
Okay.
so I am not able to give my research. I'm sorry.
Okay, so Jubilant Food we can't, of course, look at the current levels. Vun Beverages is another one that he's looking at. Do you think this one is something that you can answer your views on, sir? Vun Beverages, something that has done well in the recent past?
Yeah, valuation is stretched, but still, considering the phenomenal growth track record, one can hold Vun Beverages for medium to long term.
Okay, fair point. We'll also take your view on the overall market, sir. When a lot of things are changing, by the day, we are actually looking at how things might develop after those back-to-back meetings that Prime Minister Modi is hosting on security and with the defense forces. Everything just hangs on balance. We do not know how things will shift going forward. But what should be the ideal approach that retail investors should have when closer home there are concerns that are simmering on the geopolitical front, sir?
So, as an analyst, I believe in what Mr. Abdul Kalam said many times, that holding nuclear bomb acts as a war deterrent. But so I believe that there may not be a major war, so there is no need to worry. But then we have a limitation in forecasting on that. We don't know. So in this uncertain time, I would suggest that minimum 30% of your wealth, excluding the shelter in which you live, you keep it in fixed instruments like a bank deposits, and the balance, out of 70% of your wealth, keep at least 30 to 50% of that in large cap stock based on the your risk profile. Yes, large cap also will fall, but the only thing is that it gives you opportunity to exit in the event of any major crisis. But because if you recall all these major episodes of COVID and Lehman crisis, those who got stuck in small cap, they get stuck for longer because you can't easily exit. So from that perspective, and second, the domestic institutions, give a lot of support to index stocks, large cap stocks, in the event of any major fall in the market. So considering this, so I would suggest that 30 to 50% you put it in the large cap, balance money in the small and mid cap. I still believe, if there is no war, this small and mid cap will create a phenomenal wealth in 2025 calendar year. New investors are coming into the market, and 4,000 small cap stocks is the universe, and there are at least 50 stocks which can give you solid growth stories, solid deep value stories. So therefore, this should be the asset allocation strategy from my perspective.
Okay, all right then, Mr. Choklingam, it's been a pleasure to host you with us on Daily Calls as is always, and listen to all your insights that all our viewers can benefit from. Thank you, and hope you have a fantastic time till the time we see you next on another edition. With that, viewers, we wrap up this edition of Daily Calls right here, but do stay tuned on to Business Today Television. There's a lot more for you to really catch up on. 1 p.m. is when we have our special broadcast on Akshay Tritiya special, where top experts on gold will actually help you to understand the outlook and your strategies, what you need to follow on Akshaya Tritiya today for trading on gold and silver, and of course the outlook on the gold prices, the way your strategies of investments should be. Everything that you need to know about investing in gold is something that's coming up with a panel of experts at 1 p.m. See you soon.
Ladies and gentlemen, a very warm welcome to you back on Business Today Television. In our effort to navigate volatility that is rising in Indian markets, we bring you the finest brains on Dalal Street, professionals who have navigated